What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Make sure to drop a like on this video. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander left everything on the floor Saturday night, but the odds were simply too much to overcome. Now, Oklahoma City entered Game 7 without two key contributors, as Jalen Williams was sidelined with a hamstring injury and AJ Mitchell was unavailable due to a strained calf. But the Thunder also got virtually no offensive production from one Chet Holmgren, who struggled mightily in the biggest game of the season. And even though Chet played 33 minutes, his impact was very minimal. He finished with just 4 points while attempting only 2 shots, leaving Oklahoma City short-handed in its quest to become the NBA's first back-to-back champion since the 2018 Golden State Warriors. Instead, it was San Antonio that rose to the occasion. The Spurs punched their ticket to the NBA Finals with a gritty 111-103 road victory over the defending champions, delivering one of the most composed and mature Game 7 performances you'll ever see from such a young team. Leading the charge were 3 players aged 22 or younger: Victor Wembanyama, Stephon Castle, and Dylan Harper. After keeping San Antonio's season alive with stellar performances in Game 6, the trio came through again in Game 7, combining for 48 points, 20 rebounds, and 11 assists. But the box score doesn't fully capture their impact. Time and time again, the young Spurs stars delivered in the biggest moments, knocking down clutch shots and making winning plays when the pressure was at its highest. Harper and Castle were relentless on the glass, combining for 7 offensive rebounds that helped fuel San Antonio's upset and send them to a final showdown against the Knicks. This is what rising to the occasion looks like. Every Spurs player embraced the pressure of Game 7 and delivered when it mattered most. On the other side, Chet Holmgren never seemed comfortable. And that's not a criticism made lightly, but it was impossible to ignore. He looked hesitant from the opening tip, unwilling to attack, reluctant to shoot, and unsure of himself in the biggest game of the season. And the most telling thing wasn't even his point total, it was his lack of aggression. Whenever Chet caught the ball, there appeared to be a split-second hesitation. Instead of attacking mismatches or looking to score, he frequently deferred, passing up chances that a player of his caliber is expected to seize. When the Thunder desperately needed a secondary scorer, he was simply nowhere to be found. Meanwhile, Victor Wembanyama was dominating the game in every phase. And what's even more concerning for OKC is that Wemby wasn't even Chet's primary defender for much of the series. San Antonio often assigned wings such as Devin Vassell and Julian Champagnie to guard him directly, while Wemby roamed as a help defender and rim protector. Yet Chet still struggled to capitalize on favorable matchups despite standing 7 feet tall himself. Calling Chet passive might actually be too generous. He was nearly invisible. He didn't attempt a single shot in the second half. Not one. And that's a startling reality for a player set to begin a 5-year, $239 million contract and coming off a third-team All-NBA season. Now, to his credit, Thunder head coach Mark Daigneault attempted to shoulder some responsibility after the loss. But at a certain point, accountability has to belong to the players. Chet is no longer viewed as a developing prospect. He's a franchise cornerstone, an All-NBA talent, and someone expected to perform on the biggest stage. But the numbers tells the entire story. Chet averaged just 11 points per game in the series after averaging 17 during the regular season. He was held to single digits multiple times and managed only 4 rebounds in Game 7. And that's simply not enough from a player expected to be Oklahoma City's second star. Now, we all know Wemby is capable of making even elite players look ordinary, and he'll likely outplay most opponents throughout his career. But OKC didn't need Holmgren to outshine Wembanyama. They simply needed him to hold his own. Had Chet delivered even an average performance in Game 7, the Thunder might very well be heading to the NBA Finals. The fact that OKC pushed this series to 7 games despite all these injuries and Chet's offensive struggles is a testament to their depth, toughness, and defensive identity. Now, none of this means Chet is destined for long-term playoff struggles, as he was outstanding throughout the regular season and played a major role in Oklahoma City's postseason success before this matchup. However, it's impossible to ignore the pattern against Wembanyama. Across 4 regular season meetings and this playoff series, Chet consistently struggled to produce at his usual level. Now, I would hope this rivalry is personal for Chet. He clearly wanted to prove he belonged in the same conversation as Wemby. But once his confidence started to fade, his game followed. And that's what makes this series so significant moving forward. As talented as OKC is, the road to future championships may run through San Antonio for years to come. And if the Thunder hope to become a dynasty, Chet will eventually have to solve the Wembanyama problem. But that's all I have for this video, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the comments. And I'll see you in the next upload.